going on? What's going on, everybody? We're here in Alabama. We're gonna drop this load today in Brundage, Alabama. I'm like 4 hours away. I dropped this load at 4 p.m. So I got plenty of time. I just trying to make it closer. I stopped yesterday early, uh, like 25 minutes before Nashville because of the traffic. There was a lot of traffic in Nashville. Uh, I saw the GPS. It say like 45 minutes uh, in a traffic jam. So I decided to shut down and start early today. And avoid the traffic, avoid losing time, because I'm gonna be working recaps this week. Uh, so you know I gotta save time, right? I gotta manage my time properly in order to have enough time to run through the week without doing 34 hours, right? But yeah, guys, like I said, I picked this low on Champaign, Illinois, after I dropped a low on Bloomington, Illinois. Uh, I dropping this low today. Then after I drop this low, I'm picking a low in Pennington, Alabama, going to Fulton, Missouri. After I dropped that low on Sunday night on Fulton, Monday morning I'm picking up a low Union, Missouri, going to Midway, Kentucky. Uh, After that low, I haven't picked anything up. I dropped that low Tuesday morning, and the reason why is because I try and stay in the Midwest. My coordinator called me yesterday to offer me a low, well, to tell me there's a low in the board going to South Carolina, out of close to Midway, Kentucky, paying $2.90. I mean, the rate was great. Uh, However, it was cabinets, uh, like 40 pounds boxes that I will have to move to the end of the trailer so the receiver could take them out. Because I guess they don't got no dock. So everything was going to be done with no forklift, no pallet jack. And the reason why they didn't took it, honestly, is because I'm trying to stay in the Midwest. Like I said, I'm going this weekend. The following weekend, I'm gonna be home. And I don't want to go too far where I'm not able to go back to the area where I live. If I stay in the Midwest and I get stuck somewhere, at least I don't have to do that much deadhead to go home. Uh, so yeah, that's the reason. And honestly, man, I didn't want to deal with pulling 70 or 80 boxes cabinets, uh, you know, to the back to the end of the trailer, and wait there. That probably would have took me like 4 or 5 hours, or maybe 3 hours. Who knows? That I didn't want to lose, right? And it wasn't. I'm not doing that type of load. Like I say, for the money, then we don't get no money extra for that. It's including the rate, and that's not enough money to be doing that kind of work. You know, so yeah, that's the reason why I declined that low. Uh, it didn't make sense to me. I mean, they would have given me 300, 300, $400 to do that kind of work. I wouldn't do it. And why not? They pay lumber fees. that much. What they can pay a truck driver to do the same thing. He's taking the boxes to the end of the trailer. I mean, carrying, you know, by hand. Not with a pallet jack, not with a forklift, So it wasn't attractive to me. But the main reason was because it was gonna take me out of the Midwest completely, and I didn't want to find myself in a situation where I'll be stuck somewhere and not be able to get a load back to the Midwest, in order for me to go home on Friday, right? So I decided, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm pretty sure Midway, Kentucky, I could get an easy a load going to Indiana, uh, Illinois, Wisconsin, that area, Michigan, with no problem, So I just gonna wait till Monday and look at the low board, look at the spot market, trying to find the best low for Tuesday that I could pick up, and that's the plan. I'm about to stop uh, close to my drop off because I gotta do a grease job in the trailer. I just picked this trailer up, and compliance from Mercer called me, say, hey, you gotta do a grease job on that trailer before the 6th. Last week I had a trailer. I had to do the inspection and the grease job, So I mean, it is what it is, But damn, I said, man, you guys, every trailer I get, I end up doing this kind of thing. He said, man, you should play the lottery. I said, yeah, I guess you're right. Cause damn, But it is what it is, man. I don't mind doing it because I'm gonna do a PN on my truck anyways. So I just gonna go to a TA and see if they got time to do a PN and do a grease job in the trailer, and get it done, get it out of the way, uh, and just keep it moving. That's the part of renting a trailer. You rent the trailer, you don't pay for the grease job. Mercer pay for it, but obviously, if you got the trailer, you got to take it to the shop to get the grease job, right? But anyways, guys, like I say, we're gonna try to stay this week coming up on the Midwest and shut down Friday. I got some family guiding on the weekend, and I'm gonna shut down and go home for the weekend. Go back maybe Sunday or Monday, Sunday night or Monday if I go get a low. You know, um, After that, I'm gonna go anywhere. Wherever the money take me, right? Wherever I could make the most money. But like I said, I took this low yesterday. I dropped it up today. This low pay around 1,600. The other low that I'm picking up tonight, I think it's paying around 1,400. So that's a good revenue, for the weekend, $3,000. And then I got a low that I'm picking up on Monday, taking to Kentucky. It's paying $990. So all these lows, they're over $2 a mile. Uh, you know, they paying decent money, and I jump on them because I couldn't find a load that would carry me to the weekend. Like a big long distance load. Because my goal it is, I'm not saying I do it. It happens all the time, but I try to do it most of the time. I'm trying to make $1,000 every day. That's my goal. Every day I'm on here, I try to, you know, pick loads that I'm able to make $1,000 a day. That's why when I get a load, like going to California, that pays $6,000, and I could drop it, 3 days, 4 days. You know what I mean? That's great. I jump on those lows all the time. I'll be honest, those lows, they be paying like $1.80, $1.90. You don't gonna get that many lows paying at $2.50. You could get them here and there, but the race right now, the reason why I haven't done it, those lows is because the rates are really bad. They paying $1.50, $1.40. I'm not gonna do a load like that. When I was doing it 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago for $2 a mile. I'm not gonna do it. So I don't understand. They cracking down all this, ELP, not domicile drivers, and they taking a lot of drivers out of the road, but the rates are not really going up. And I watched the spot market. I got that one, low board. I got Truck Smart. I got I've been watching the spot market all the time because we could pick lows out of there too, and get an agent to sign on it and dispatch it to us, right? And I just don't. It doesn't make no sense, man. I mean, you know, like I said, if you're not doing things legally out here, man, and we doing things legal, we paying for it, and you the reason why the market rates are so cheap. You know, if they taking those people out of the road, man, hey, I'm with it, man. Listen, you know, I'm with it. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Everything, I pay insurance, I pay ELD. I gotta follow the ELD rules. I gotta follow. I gotta follow all the rules. So if I'm doing it the right way, I think everybody should do it the right way. You know what I mean? And especially when you're making the rates go down so bad. But let's see, man. Let's see if that's really the what's causing this race to win so bad, or it is the brokers, man, that they keeping, they playing that game, that the market, this and that, and they're really keeping more profit. That could be the reason too. Because by now, man, they taking so many drivers. I know a lot of people just stopping the trucks. The race should start improving, but they're not. They're not. I mean, some people say they are, but shit, when I look at the low board, I don't see that. I'm sorry, I don't see it. You know. But yeah, guys, like I say, you just I mean, I don't worry. I say I don't lose no sleep over that because I don't got no control on that. And obviously the government create that mess. The government. Period. They gave the license, they gave the DOT numbers. They let these people in. So they want the mess. You know, they all this. They want they created this mess. Uh, Obviously, now they're cleaning it up. It's a different administration. I mean, but that should have never happened, man. That should have never happened. You got us going to schools and taking classes to get a CDL. Uh, Working for major carriers for a year to get experience, to get trainer, to get the training. To know, how to be a good truck drivers. And you getting people that come here in a week, they're already in a truck driving. And you let them that, you're allowed to them to do that. I mean, it's crazy. It doesn't make no sense. And I know. A lot of people say, yeah, it was a previous administration. But honestly, this been happening since COVID. This been happening since 2019. Or probably before that. And like I said, I'm not into politics, man. I'm down with whoever gonna put me in a situation where I could make uh, more money. I could live, I could have more benefits as a USA citizen. I could pay lower taxes. It could be blue or red. I really don't care. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The previous administration kind of uh, messed things up. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna get into that. It's I'm not a person to get into. Everybody got their opinions, and which is a good thing, right? Everybody entitled to their own opinion. That's what America about, right? Free speech. But anyways, guys, like I say, I'm gonna try to stay busy this week. I'm gonna try to stay in the Midwest. Uh, that's my plan for the winter time. I want to stay in the Midwest because I know a lot of drivers that they go to the Midwest right now. They won't be going to the Midwest because they don't like to be in the snow. I grew up in the snow, so I don't got no problem with that. I mean, I don't mind driving in the snow. I don't mind being in the cold weather at all. I mean, I do mind putting chains on my truck. I'm not doing that. That's why I'm gonna stay in the Midwest because on the Midwest you don't have to do that. And that's where I live. But yeah, guys, like I say, if you guys got any questions, you know, about Mercer, send me an email, Green Star Logistics LLC. A lot of people ask me for my referral code. Uh, I prefer you write me email first and tell me what you know your situation, whatever you want to ask me about, and because uh, I want to be able to help you. Eh, uh, regardless if I get the referral or not. If I got time and you write me email, I will respond it. I do that with a lot of people. I still got people that write me thinking that I'm a JB Hunt. Obviously you're not watching my videos. You're probably watching my old videos and thinking that I'm a JB Hunt. I'm not a JB Hunt. I'm a Mercer. And I got a lot of people. They write me emails. Then they're not even subscribed to my channel. If I was somebody else, I wouldn't even respond. But man, if I got the time to help somebody, man, it doesn't matter to me. But like I said, like and subscribe, man. Like and subscribe. Help the channel. I appreciate everybody that write positive comments, that send me, positive emails, and thank me for helping them. I have like three guys that they want to come to Mercer, but they're not able. Because they didn't have 1 year over the road in the last 3 years. Uh, Another guy, I guess he didn't have enough experience, and the other person I think has something on his background or something. I'm not gonna put his business out there. You know what I mean? But I'll be honest. Mercer is strict about the rules. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Uh, they don't bend the rules. But like I say, if you got any questions about their process and things like that, I will advise you to contact Mercer and ask them about it. Because I really don't know every little situation. You know what I mean? Every rule they got. As far as that. Uh, I know you gotta have experience, uh, and you gotta have a year over the road in the last 3 years. I know that because I'm talking to somebody right now that he wanted to come, but he's not able because he don't got the year, in the last the year over the road in the last 3 years. So I'm trying to help him get with my friend. My friend got his own authority, and he got drivers on the hand. So I'm trying to see if that worked out for him. If not, I mean, I don't get nothing out of that. I just do it because I feel good about helping people when I can. If I'm not able to do it, man, I'm not able to do it. I'm not Superman. But yeah, guys, like I said, we're here in Alabama, and we're gonna deliver this load today. Pick another load after that, and we just gonna stay busy, man. We're gonna be I'm gonna be moving this weekend. That's why I like taking long distance loads. With big miles because I'm moving. I'm not in a truck stop that long. I mean, I gotta do my 10 hours, obviously. But this week I'm gonna stay in the Midwest, and then if I keep getting loads, man, they pay like 12, 1300, and I deliver the next day in the Midwest, man. I'm honest, I'm gonna stay there. Probably until I can, because that's good money, man. You pick a load, you drop it the next morning, and after that you pick another load, you drop it the next day. In 5 days, that's easily 6 grand, $6,000 gross. Uh, so that's good money, and that give me the chance to do my 10 hours, in my house. Not every night, but one of those loads gonna go around where I live, and I'll be able to do my 10 hours in my house, on the weekday, right? So that's good. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna try to do it. Well, I'm gonna do it this week, for sure. If I see the revenue is good, and I could stay around where I live, I might start doing that. I might just completely stay in the Midwest region. Because at the end of the day, I mean, if I could make that kind of revenue, staying, around close by my house, that's great. That's great. But yeah, guys, uh, I got guys writing me email, comments. Hey, you still at JB Hunt? I said, man, what video you watching? You watching my old videos? I said, you obviously not subscribed to the channel, or you're not watching all my videos. But yeah, I mean, even guys like that, that they ask me about JB Hunt, man, I still give them what I know when I was there, and I tell them, I straight up, I say, listen, man, I don't know how the rates are right now. I don't know how JB Hunt is right now. I haven't been there, for 7, 8 months. Things change. They could change for better. They could change for worse. So I'm not. I could tell you, from my experience, you know, how things was when I was there, but I'm not able to tell you how they are right now because I'm not there. I could tell you how Mercer it is right now, because that's where I'm at. Man, these roads are bad. They terrible. But yeah, guys, we're here Saturday. We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna stay busy. Uh, Man, I washed my truck yesterday, and all these bugs already, they're all over my windshield, man. Uh, that's a good thing about the cold weather, man. You don't get all these bugs, but then you get salt on your truck. So it's never a winning situation. But anyways, guys, Have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. If you're at your house with your family, if you're doing your 34s, be safe. You know, stay blessed. You know, and God bless everybody, man. Any question, Green Star Logistics, LLC at gmail.com. Uh, you know, like and subscribe. I appreciate that. Like and subscribe, man. God bless everybody, man.